To drive a vehicle safely, you must always be in control. This means knowing how to properly accelerate, steer, stop, and back. Let's start with the basics of acceleration. The key to correct acceleration is to speed up smoothly and gradually, because rough acceleration can cause mechanical damage to the vehicle, not to mention potential damage to the freight. If you are driving a manual transmission, hold the brake until the clutch is partly engaged, and then release the brake. You can also use the parking brake whenever necessary and release it only when you have applied enough engine power to keep the truck from rolling backwards. In fact, it is important to never let the vehicle roll back in any situation. The process for upshifting and downshifting is slightly different. If you are upshifting, release the accelerator, push in the clutch while shifting to neutral at the same time. You want to leave about 2 to 3 inches of free play on the clutch. Let the clutch pedal back out and then push in the clutch and shift to the next highest gear. Downshifting begins the same way. Release the accelerator, then push in the clutch and shift to neutral at the same time. At this point, you should press the accelerator to raise the engine RPM and then finally push in the clutch and shift to a lower gear at the same time. Some manual transmissions require a technique called double clutching to change gears. To start the basic procedure for double clutching, you have to release the accelerator. Push in the clutch and shift to neutral, and then release the clutch while in that gear. Let the engine and gears slow down, and then push the clutch in again to shift to a higher gear. Finally, release the clutch and press the accelerator. If you have problems putting the truck into the next gear, do not force it. Return to neutral, release the clutch, increase engine speed, and try again. To maintain proper control of the vehicle, you should always hold the steering wheel firmly with both hands. This is especially important since you don't know what issues you will encounter over the road. At any moment, you could hit a pothole and the wheel could pull away from you. Having a tight grip on the wheel could prevent an accident from happening in a situation like this. To stop, push the brake pedal down gradually. Just like with acceleration, applying proper pressure will ensure that you come to a smooth, safe stop. The amount of pressure you will need depends on how fast you are going, the weight of your load, and how quickly you need to stop. As a driver, one of the hardest things you will do is back. This means that you should avoid backing whenever possible. If you are in a situation where you have to back, there are guidelines you must follow to be successful. Use the proper setup, which includes looking in both mirrors and backing slowly. When backing, look at your line of travel and back toward the driver's side if at all possible. If necessary, you can use a helper. The two of you should talk beforehand to determine what signals to use. The most important thing to remember when you are backing is to get out and look before every maneuver in order to back safely.